What's up, guys? This is Butcher. This is episode 5 of Pudge Tips, and right now I'm going to talk about laning. To have a salve. Always look at your opponent's items. Suppose the opponent, Tinker or something, goes for 3 armor branches and tangos. Or it doesn't even have tangos, so it doesn't have a salve, which is more important. If your opponent does not have a salve, you want to trade hits with him. If it's like a, I don't know, a Shadow Fiend, you went really greedy, like you want to trade hits with them. Or like a Slark or a Magnus, or even if you're not going to win, like the trade, like if you're going to lose 400 HP and you're going to rot, and the opponent's going to lose 300 HP, right? It's like a Slark. You have a salve, so you get salve back up, and this is all level 1 I'm talking about. You just trade HP, and you can even let the opponent creeps attack you. He doesn't have a chase mechanism, so you just you both lose about half HP. You back out, you use your salve, and you go back in. And if he has 300 HP, right, you have like 700 HP now. He can't come near the creeps. He needs to tango up. He needs to slowly regen. And if he comes near to the creeps, you just rot him, right? If the creeper is here, he can't come next to the creeps, because you start rotting him, you just chase him, you rot him, you're going to do like by the time you get to here, you're going to do about 400 damage, even maybe 500 damage. If he doesn't have escape mechanism, he's going to die, so he's just going to, that's the way you control the lane. So always look at the opponent's items. Or if he goes something like stupid, or if you're going up against like Ember Spirit, and he goes Poor Man's Shield, and he has like he's pulled like a salve and a tango and some shit like that, and you're a Pudge, and he has the shield that absorbs magical damage. You don't want to trade hits with him. Like, you just kind of want to wait it out. You don't want to be too aggressive, because he's just going to fucking, it's not beneficial. So, every time you're laning, just in general, look at your opponent's items and figure out, do I want to trade hits with this guy? When you're doing range versus range 2. When you're going up against range, this Pudge, it's kind of harder, because they can, hit you more. If you're going up against a Volk or a Tinker, Tinker is really annoying, because the laser just does more damage, and, TA, you want to dodge the PSI blades, when he hits the creeps. You don't want to be tanking that shit, because that shit's it's a lot of damage. But your upside when you're playing Pudge against the ranged, most of the time it's not going to be a tanky hero. So a Tinker, he has 500 HP, you have 7 or even 800 HP. That's why I recommend going armor branches and a gauntlet. If you don't have these items, you're going to be so much less tanky, and you can't trade hits. See, that's a lot of HP. It matters. If 50 HP, can make a difference. It's either he kills you or you could kill him at level 1, and that shit makes all the difference in the world, man. If you kill a Tinker or a Queen of Pain or an Invoker at level 1, 2, or 3, 2 or 3 is pretty good, because. Okay, but yeah, it's really good. Okay, so when you're level 2 and level 3, especially when you're level 3 and when you're level 5, you get your level 2 hook and you get your level 3 hook. The hook does a shit ton of damage, pure damage 90, 180, 270. If you're level 5 or level 3 and you come up to them, and you just try to what you call it, point blank hook them, basically. So if they're here, right, and you have creeps, and there's I don't know, some hero is here, right? He's here, he's whatever, you're full HP. Just run up to him, right? And just start rotting. He's gonna, most of the time they run away, but he takes 200 damage if he runs away, right? If he doesn't run away, try to point blank hook him. He's gonna try to juke around the creeps. If there's a range creep, he's gonna go around the range creep and shit like that. If he starts juking a lot, just keep chasing him. If he doesn't hit you, you hit him, and you just chase him with rod, and you're gonna kill him. At some point, he has to turn around. When he turns around, or when, for example, I'm on the Pudge is on the die, right? And you come like this. A lot of times the Tinker is either going to walk like this, or he's going to walk like this to dodge the hook, because that's all he's thinking about. You're level 3, right? If he's walking like this, he's either going to go here or here, try to basically hook him. If you hook him, just chase him, you're going to do half of his damage. If he has laser, then just kind of chase him around, but if it's a Queen of Pain, or does not blink, or Invoker, right? You hook the Invoker, you're gonna chase him here. You can, if he has 200 HP here and you have 500 HP here, just chase him on the tower, kill him here. You can run out and whatever, like use your salve or bottle, or even, most of the time you don't even need it. You're just gonna like kill him, and that's it. And when you kill a person one time in the lane as Pudge, you should be able to snowball the fuck out of him. Like, you're just destroying the lane. Like, it's really easy once you get a head start with Pudge to continue owning with Pudge. It's just that first kill is really hard. Don't be afraid. Like, if it's a TA and you think it's really hard, you can kill a TA. Level 2, level 3, you can outplay a TA pretty hard. Like, they're going to try to juke. Basically, just don't miss your hook. If you miss your hook, back the fuck out. Like, if you see that you're going to die, back the fuck out. Like, a lot of times, they're not going to have the chasing power you have because they don't have rot. Like, they can't really run away from you. Like, the 20% slow on rot is ridiculously OP. You don't need mana for this shit, and it does a lot of damage. Like, 35, 60, they even buffed it, yeah. 60, 85, 110, that's not a joke. Like, Pudge, that's why Pudge is so good. Like, always use rot. Actually, rot is also very good for last hits. Like, if you ever watch my replays or dendi replays or, like, whatever, any good Pudge, like, you can do, like, extra damage with rot. Like hit a creep, like, for example. Hit like this creep, and like he's trying to deny, but you hit like this, and that's it. You got the last hit. You did like your attack is 70, but you actually did like 80 damage to that creep before the opponent could even do anything. So rotting is a really good way to last hit. You don't have to rot like really a lot. It's just like like that. Like it doesn't do that much to you. So run up to them and try to hook them. Like try to point blank hook them. It's not as easy as it sounds. Like to point blank people, but if you watch a lot of my replays, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Like a lot of times, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you just come up to them, just fucking hook them, or like they're here, and they're gonna. It's really obvious. Like if it's a Shadow Fiend, especially if it's a Shadow Fiend, and you're full HP, he's full HP, you have a lot more HP, so you just basically come up here. He has nowhere to go. Like he's here at the furthest, so he's either gonna juke like this. I'll include it in maybe next video, like how to hook people when they're going, like trying to run away from you and the patterns that they do. But basically, try to hook them. If you hook them, just chase him and fucking kill him. And then like they can't do anything about it. Tinker too. If he's lower HP, if you're like full HP for some reason, like you use the salve and he's like 400 HP, even if he lasers you, you just chase him with rod, right? He runs here. If he runs towards this tower, you try to hook him. If he runs back, you just chase him with a rod. And like you don't even, most of the time, you don't even need to hook. But I mean, hook like whatever. But like point blank hook him. If he fights you, point blank hook him. Just come up to him like this and just hook him, like straight up. Like people, I mean, like even if there's like 4 creeps around and you're toggling the aggro of the creeps, just come up to him like this. The creeps are gonna attack you from the sides and just point blank hook him, blank hook him. Like, or if. Yeah, okay, I'm rambling about this shit, but you get the idea. This is really hard to explain. You need to watch. I mean, I have a shit ton of videos up. Like, watch those videos, and almost every, like, second or third video, there's, like, this clip of me, like, going level 1, 2, or 3, and I'm just, like, doing something, or I'm, like, outplaying them, or, like, they're trying to harass me. They're really aggressive players. And they go beyond the creeps, and I'm near my tower, and I have to. And they go here, and they overextend just a little bit. Like, there's a range creep here. They overextend just a little bit for on one more auto attack, and you hook them. Like, and you hook them on the tower, and then you block them, and then basically they take a shit ton of damage from the tower and the rock, and they die, right? Or another idea is, like, if you're playing like a Viper, and the creeps are here, right? Your creeps are here, and their creeps are here, and you just stand here, right? And the Viper... the only way he's going to get to you is going around the creeps like this to get to you to react. So you just stand here, and you're like, oh, he's like, oh, dude, let me harass him a little bit. Maybe he's just bad. And you use how like wide the hook is. Actually, he goes just a little bit like here, and you try to hook him, like you're basically baiting him. Boots is important too. Like if you see your opponent has boots and you don't have boots, you're kind of at a disadvantage. So. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, you can't really chase them. Like, sometimes they can run away from you if they have boots and you don't have boots. If you're chasing somebody like this, and they're pretty faster than you, like, Pudge has a really slow movement speed, and they're running away from you, right? And you're chasing them, and you're, like, far away here, and they have, like, 100 HP. You know you're not going to kill them with one auto attack. Do not auto attack him from here. Like, he's gonna, by the time Pudge winds up, he's gonna hit the Tinker here, and when he starts walking again, the Tinker's running straight, and when you start walking again, you're gonna be out of range. Like, he's gonna be out of range of your rot, so you're gonna let him escape. I can't tell you how many times that this happened to people. Like, they see this Tinker, and he's like 100 HP, right? And instead of chasing him just a little bit more and then auto attacking him, they attack him too early and the Tinker gets away. Also, if your rot is level 1, 2, or 3, you can bottle through it and salve through it. Like, if I'm rotting, I can salve, see, and it doesn't cancel the salve because the rot is a low level. Same thing with the enemy. If you're rotting next to them and you're running next to them, and like you're here and you're the Tinker player, you use your salve, and the Pudge thinks, oh, I need to auto attack him. He auto attacks him from here, right? He doesn't go like in front of him and then auto attacks and then cancels the mission and follows him. He auto attacks him here to cancel the salve, and then Tinker gets away because he's out of the range of the rod. That's also something to point out. Bottle and salve goes through that shit. So that's important. But when you get like level 4, I think it cancels it. Maybe even level 3. But that's very low level. So you can like chase somebody and bottle at the same time. Or if you're getting chased by Pudge, you could use your bottle. That's a pretty nice trick too.